3, 2, 1. When you think of high school football on the Missouri River, north of the Missouri River, you probably come up with the same names as always. Kearney, Platte County, Smithville, Staley. It has been nearly 70 years since the Hornets notched an undefeated season, and with schools like Staley in your backyard, talent is tough to put together. It would take all of the stars aligning, and it seems like they all have, congregating over North Kansas City. D1 talent defensive end Adetamwa Adibawar and running back Clyde Price are poised to shatter school records and potentially match a 9-0 record that's held since the 1950s. Standing in the way, the former dynasty Columbia Hickman. The first-year head coach Cedric Alice trying to return the Kewpies to the powerhouse they once were and the state champion of 2004. Tonight on 810 Varsity, the past and the future. The Kewpies and the Hornets looking to line up the stars in North Kansas City. Good evening, folks, and welcome to North Kansas City High School. My name is Chris Kamler. And we are pleased to bring you high school football tonight. The Northtown Hornets and the Hickman Kewpies face off tonight. In just a couple minutes, we're getting the coin toss going right now. Columbia Hickman coming into the game with a record of 2-5, and the Hornets coming in with a record of 6-0. Head coach Leon Douglas. And you are going to hear the next name quite a lot tonight. C.J. Price, Clyde Price, who is an uncommitted senior right now, but certainly getting a lot of D1 looks. We also have another D1 commit, Adetamwa Adibawar, who is committed to Northwestern already. He is your defensive end on the defensive side. So a couple of names to watch and a couple of folks to keep an eye on tonight as the undefeated Hornets take on the Kewpies from Columbia Hickman, and Northtown will receive. And we're getting ready to get underway from historic North Kansas City High School. This stadium was built during the WPA years in the 1930s. And they are also the recipient of a brand new high school building, which is just right behind us. So a mix of the old and the new, and they are trying to redefine their football season, their football program right here. Head coach Douglas. And we are just about ready to get away. Back to receive with the Hornets will be C.J. Price and Brandon Hall. Price, obviously the feature back tonight. Feature everything. Checking the box scores from the last several weeks. They feed the beast a lot. Just about ready to kick off. And heading up to the 25, 26-yard line, and that's where Northtown will start their campaign. Junior quarterback Seth Matley. And number 10, senior Clyde Price. And it'll be 1st and 10 Hornets from the 27-yard line. Man in motion is Brown. Handoff across the 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. 12 seconds into the ball game. And I told you we'd be saying C.J. Price's name a lot. I didn't quite think it'd be 13 seconds into the ball game, but what the heck. First play from scrimmage goes for 78 yards. C.J. Price. Kick is up, and it is no good. So 6-0 in the opening seconds of this contest. $78-yard touchdown for C.J. Price. The school's leading rushing record was set in 2006 with 2,300 yards. C.J. Price, through 6 games, is at 1,800 yards, almost 1,900 now with that run from scrimmage. He is the leading rusher in Kansas City, and the leading rusher in the state of Kansas is Tank Young from Aquinas, and he only has 1045. So Price is nearly doubled the state rushing leader in Kansas, and he is obviously in Missouri. So we'll get a kickoff the other way. Your kicker is Ronaldo Calderon. And back to receive for Columbia Hickman after falling behind 6-0 incredibly early in the first half. Tip drill, a live ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. Short kick. Northtown trying to step on the neck early. Back onto the field is C.J. Price. He plays defense as well. And onto the field comes the Kewpies offense. That's junior quarterback Javion Brown and running back Christian Davis. They'll line up in a pistol offense with 3 wide receivers to the right side. They will start from the 43-yard line. Good crowd on hand tonight. Northtown's District Stadium. Winnetonka plays here as well. There's a handoff. A quarterback keeper, Brown. Brown up the middle, gain of about 4. He'll get across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and 6. Now all alone in the backfield, man in motion is Mason Rohr. Quarterback keeper, there's Brown across the 50, 45, 40, and it'll be pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Call it the 37. So a healthy dose of the quarterback right now, Javion Brown. It's been all rushing plays. We've had 1 on the Northtown side and 2 on the Hickman Kewpies side. It is a cozy press box up here, so we'll keep an eye on numbers and names as best we can. Power eye, quarterback keeper, and that didn't surprise anybody. And the tackle by Adetamwa Adibawar. Now, wait a second. What did you say? You said Adibawe. That's the 5th different pronunciation I've heard. Adibawe. He is committed to Northwestern, so all he has to do is sign his signature. He doesn't have to spell it. Back to pass. First pass of the game. Under pressure. Looking deep. He's got a man open. Connected. Touchdown. Touchdown, Hickman Kewpies, Courtney Watkins. A 41-yard touchdown connection. by Javion Brown to Courtney Watkins. And we are tied in the opening minutes of this ball game. Kicker Bradley West rushing onto the field. Lining up in a late PAT formation. 10:08 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 6. PAT on the way. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So 2 PATs missed in this one, but we are tied at 6. 10:08 left to go in the quarter. We'll step away for 30 seconds. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cash your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
Back inside North Kansas City District Stadium. We are tied at 6. It has been all offense so far in the opening moments of this one, as we've had a 78-yard rushing touchdown by the Hornets and a 41-yard passing touchdown by the Kewpies. And that one will be a touchback. We'll take it out. We'll get the second chance to take a peek at the Hornet offense. We've only seen one play from scrimmage by the Hornets so far, and that play from scrimmage was a 78-yard rushing touchdown by C.J. Price. Price, the leading rusher in the city, by a yardstick. A very long yardstick. Man in motion. Quarterback keeper. That's Matley, and Matley is stacked up for a loss of a yard. That was Hall on the keeper, number 5, the junior. And it looks like Hall is in at quarterback. Hall from the shotgun. Wide receiver, 2 wide receivers to the left side. Handoff. Cross the 25. C.J. Price, his second rush of the game. And there is a scrum on the field. And a flag has been thrown. Some extracurricular activities after the play. And if I'm a Kewpie, I probably shouldn't be in the backfield like that. And we'll see what the play is. And it looks like it's going to go Northtown's way. Personal foul on the defense. Scoot you up just a little bit. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty on to the about 6-yard run by Price. 9:31 left to go. And a very animated discussion going on the sidelines. Head coach Leon Douglas. They gave him 15 yards already. And we'll have another conference. Zebra Conference here. Opening moments of the first quarter. Tied at 6. If you're just joining us, thanks for joining us on 810varsity.com. Hornets and the Kewpies. The Kewpies last won the state title in 2004. They have been down the last several years. They were 1-9 last season. They are 2-5 this year. And the Hornets, not traditionally known as a football powerhouse, they went 3-7 last year. That guy doesn't need a microphone. You can hear him just fine up in the booth here. So that would be a... And they're going to put some time back on the clock. And we are going to get ready for play. And they got it to 9:34, so they added 10 seconds on. And Brandon Hall in the I formation, in motion, Jeremy Brown. Price will get the ball across to midfield. Man, such a slashing rusher. And then you can get him downhill, and he just goes off. So it's pretty crazy so far, the first few rushes we've seen. Substitution is the wide receiver, Albie Henry, into the game. And they'll line up two wide receivers to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Fumbled snap. Now they're going to run the option. Option around and drug down after a gain of about 1.5. So credit Hall with a quarterback keeper there after the muffled snap. And it'll be 3rd down and 3. 8:32 left to go in the quarter. And black on black uniforms for the Hornets, black numbers, black shirts, and black bottoms. White on black for the Kewpies. Both teams sport yellow and gold, or purple and gold. Hall running for his life now. And that's going to be a huge sack. That'll bring up 4th down. The Kewpies defense able to stop Price in the offense. They're going to have to kick this one away. Seth Matley's your punter. And so far they don't have anybody back for Hickman. Supposed to be Courtney Watkins. Now it's going to be... Now it's going to be Talon Kemp. Kemp's going to wave it off. It's going to take a Hornet roll down to the 24-yard line. 7:16 left to go in the quarter. We'll get our second look at the Hickman Kewpie offense. They scored last time on a 41-yard Javion Brown to Courtney Watkins touchdown. You can probably center it until just before the snap and then just start to play out. Single wides to the left and the right. Davis in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Brown. Going to be a handoff. Davis across the 30. Now still on his feet to the 40. Christian Davis, the senior, drug down at midfield. And the Kewpies firing it out early on in this first quarter. About a 25-yard run from Davis. And now the ball stands at midfield. And we're going to have maybe some movement drawn off. Nope, they're going to call encroachment on the defense. That was number 3, Daniel Joyner Jr. Got a little aggressive, and it'll be 1st and 5. Davis and Brown will hang out in the backfield. Brown from the shotgun. He's carried a couple of times from the shotgun. Davis. Davis will get it. He's got a lane across the 40. Right down at the 40-yard line. It'll be a first down, move the sticks. 6:33 left to go in the first quarter. First and 10, Columbia Hickman. A huge high school in the Columbia, Missouri area. Perennial powerhouse for many decades. Keeping it is Brown. Still on his feet, though. And a nice gain. Gain of 4 for the scramble by Javian Brown. Two wides to the left side. Davison Brown in the eye. Tight end is Charlie Monroe. And another zebra call. And we'll have a timeout by Columbia Hickman. We'll step away for 30 seconds. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
6-6, Hickman and Northtown. Knotted up, 6:09 left to go in the quarter. That'll be a handoff. Flag on the play. Big hit by Aditambwa Adabwe. Screwed it up again, didn't I? Adibawe. You know what? False start, so see if they decline it. Looks like a loss of about 6 or 7, so they might decline it. So here's the deal. So Isaiah Stewart is my cameraman tonight. He's a student here at Northtown. And he's trying to help me with Adi Tamwa's name. I did two college soccer games earlier today, and they were all Spanish names. And so my brain just hasn't switched over at this point in time. That penalty was declined. It'll be second and about 13. Second and 12 officially. Ball at the 42. Now rolling out to his right is Brown. Looking downfield. And he connects. Talon Kemp, the junior, a huge pass play, splitting defenders down the middle. And now knocking on the door, the Kewpies are trying to take the lead. CJ Price scored on the first play from scrimmage from the Hornets, and we've heard nothing since then. Handoff up the middle. Got room to run with a spin move to his left is Davis. And that'll take us to about 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Christian Davis, gain of about 7. Call it 2nd and 3. They've got to get to around the 5, and that was tackled by C.J. Price. And the defense has got to come up with a stop here. And for the Kewpies, who have been down this season, they've lost a couple of blowout games. They are finding an opening and trying to step on a neck here early. Brought the cheer squad. They brought a big contingent from Columbia. They traveled really well. And they are trying to shock the 6-0 Hornets early. Motion. Broken play. Handoff. He'll take it himself. Javion Brown. A 9-yard scramble on the broken play. And he's got one in the air and one on the ground. Hickman leads Northtown 12-6 pending the extra point. 41-yard touchdown pass by Brown, a 9-yard touchdown run. Has certainly quieted down the fans below me. Kick is up, and it is very, very good. Out into the street it goes. So extra point, 13-6 your score, 4:37 left to go. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com. North Kansas City and Columbia Hickman, 13-6 your score. Few minutes left to go in the first quarter. Columbia Hickman has scored on their last two drives after an opening play, 70-plus yard scramble by C.J. Price for the Hornets, and since then it has been all Kewpies. And they're going to try to get to the end zone. It's going to be just short. Taken at the 7. Cutting and dashing across the 15, 25. Brandon Hall with the return. And we'll get another look at Northtown. They were unable to get anything going in their last series. They went 3 and out. And they are needing to feed the beast, feed C.J. Price, the city's leading rusher. Already got about 75 yards on the ground and a touchdown, but they are trailing by 7. Price to the 30 across. It's going to be no secret what Northtown's offensive strategy is. And Price is able to get to about gain of about 4. It'll be a 2nd and 6. 4:08 left to go in the quarter. Hickman 13, Northtown 6. Northtown, a 6-0 record. Columbia Hickman 2-5. Little pitch out to the right side. Room to run, and he's just going to run himself right into the ground. That was Brandon Hall. Little shake and bake and fell right back down. Very close to a first down. They would have liked to get that first down right there on a little pitch. So they've still got 1 yard to go. Right up the middle. C.J. Price to the midfield. And his starting, 0 to 60 on that kid is just ridiculous. Price lines up in the I formation behind junior quarterback Brandon Hall. Hall now, a little wing T motion. Got Matley and Hall in, so they're kind of moving guys around, changing up their looks. C.J. Price on the carry, 2 yards there. By my count, he's approaching, if not already past, 100 yards on the night. Try to get some stats for you at the quarter break. 2nd and 8 from the 48. Right up the middle again. And Price take a hit late. Gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 2. 3rd and short for this Northtown offense. They haven't put it in the air yet. It's been all on the ground. Clyde Price, C.J. Price getting the majority of the carries here, but they have been able to kind of pitch it around and mix up their quarterback looks. Move their offense around. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the quarter. In motion. That's Jeremy Brown. Straight up the middle to the 30-yard line. Down at the 32, Price. And boy, you don't have to give him hardly any room. And he's already through the line and 10 yards downfield. Now checking into the game, Albie Henry. Carrying in a play. Price in the I formation in the backfield. From the shotgun is Matley. Keeper to the right side, option. Spin move. Spin move again. Brandon Hall with the carry. We'll see what the flag's all about. In the vicinity of holding, we'll see what it's all about. That'll negate a nice run by Price. Holding on the offense, so they'll move back 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 20. Quarterback Matley, C.J. Price. They also use Hall as a motion man, wide receiver. 1:25 left to go in the quarter. Big shout out to Ted Heater at CarSmart. They're just right up the street at North Oak, making it possible for our broadcast tonight. Big thank you to Ted. Getting some coverage of North Kansas City sports. Price up the middle across the 35 to the 20, 10, 5. It's all academic. C.J. Price. Feed goal. C.J. Price with a 43-yard touchdown run to match his 78-yard touchdown run. His second touchdown of the day. And Northtown trails by 1 pending the PAT. Ronaldo Calderon ready to kick it. It's up. And that one's up through the sticks. We're going to step away for a minute. We'll be right back as Hickman and Northtown are tied at 13.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Heater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
North Kansas City to kick off after tying it that last drive. Calderon going to put it up in the air. And that's going to be a flag, a penalty on the onside kick. Northtown hit them early, or actually Hickman hit them early. Actually, Northtown would have hit them early. The second time they've tried the onside. And somebody... The Channel 5 guys are behind us saying, who is that kid? You want a roster leave? I've got one. You got it? No problem, babe. Be careful going home. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Check out Channel 5 tonight. They'll have highlights of this one. They just came from up on the roof, and we'll see what the penalty is all about. I want to say it's an early touch by the kicking team, as the ball did not go 10 yards. Kick interference. Yeah, fair catch interference, we'll call that. And see, it's a 5 or 10 yard penalty, and they'll start deep in Northtown territory. So you're giving the Kewpies a short field, 1:10 to go in the quarter. And the Kewpies will start at the 40-yard line, the 35-yard line of Northtown. And Hickman already with 2 touchdowns on the night. Man in motion is got the ball. Still on his feet, and boy, he is just steamrolled. That's Felix Pippinger on the end around. And they'll think twice before putting that on the playboard again, as he lost 3, but man, he got truck sticked on the far side. 44 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll get probably one more play off. I formation. Pippinger in motion again. Quarterback will keep it through the line up into the secondary. He'll be down at the 30. Keeper by Javion Brown. He kept it in the first drive a couple of times. And maybe get one more playoff. I think they're going to just go ahead and change sides. So we'll change sides with them. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com. Hickman and Northtown tied up at 13.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Rockcastle Media Networks is redefining radio syndication, providing world-class programming to stations on a 100% barter basis and with a partners-first approach to affiliate service. Featuring Will Height and Wall in the Morning, The Neon Beat with John Christopher, Think Fast, The Motivation Minute with Greg Knapp, and more. Rockcastle Media Networks is operated by Hickman High School alum Will Starrett and proud to call Greater Kansas City home. Rockcastle Media Networks at rockcastlemedia.com. Go Kewpies!
We'll reset things here for you. 12 minutes to go in the half. About to start the second quarter. Columbia Hickman 13, North Kansas City 13. It has been a high-flying, hard-running first quarter. Tied at 13, the Kewpies and the Hornets. Hornets 6-0 on the year. Kewpies 2-5. Hickman with the short field. They'll line up at the 30. It'll be 3rd and 6 when we resume play to start the second quarter. I formation, 3 wide receivers to the left side. Brown and Davis in the backfield from the shotgun. Brown rolling to his left. Rolling, running out of room and may just throw it out of bounds. No, he throws it up. He's got a man open. And he is absolutely destroyed after the reception down at the 9. And that is probably, the flag's down here. It wasn't for the hit. So we'll see. And they're going to just pick it up. So it's going to be a completed pass Down to the 9 for Columbia Hickman. 1st and goal from the 9. Columbia knocking on the door again. Hickman, the Kewpies. Brown was running for his life. And I think they got it to Kemp down at the 9. So Brown from the shotgun. Tight formation. High snap. Brown going to keep it through the middle. Down to about the, we'll call it the 4. Christian Davis, the carry rather, on the high snap. Direct snap to Davis. They've been switching Brown and Davis around. And that looks like Davis back in again. Davis, direct snap to his left side. Into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Columbia Hickman. Christian Davis. An 5-yard touchdown. Puts the Kewpies up by 6, pending the extra point. And Northtown, if they had any reservations that this one might be a walk in the park, they are certainly second-guessing that right now as they trail 19-13, pending the extra point here. Kick will be from Bradley West. West gets it up and good. And a full 7 on that one. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent.
Back inside. North Kansas City High School, District Stadium, 20-13 your score, 10:51 left to go in the half. If this were a fight, it would be a back and forth affair, and it is. 20-13. And any team with C.J. Price on their roster is certainly not going to be out of anything, especially down only 7. We'll have a kickoff, and it'll be high and deep. It'll be taken at the 5. Looks to be Price. Price will flip up and over at the 25. From the 5 to the 25, a 20-yard return for Clyde Price, the senior. Uncommitted as of now, but certainly get a lot of looks from the scouts in the Division I realm. And we were talking, and when you have kind of that one-dimensional offense, you're going to stack that box up, bring everybody in. So normally what it takes is a lob pass over the top or something, get your first couple of passes in to try to open that zone up or try to open that box up for Price. Look at that. They got 8 in the box. Handoff to Hall. Hall near a first down. Will be about 2 yards short. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and short. So rather than passing, they're trying to hand it off to different guys so that they can kind of feed Price. And it's sort of working, but they're really just wanting Price to break it off quickly. And he did in the first play of the game, 78-yard touchdown. And he just did in the last series a 43-yard touchdown. So 2 TDs for Price. He leads the city in touchdowns as well. Well over 100 yards on the day already in the opening moments of the second quarter. Price will be wrapped up, but not after, or only after he reaches the first down. So 3 hard yards for Price, and they'll move the chains. They'll get a new set of downs. $9:28 left to go in the half. 20-13. All offense so far tonight. And we've got a whistle and a helmet infraction. He took his helmet off, so he's going to have to come off for a play. Looks like Devin Marquez will take over at the line after the equipment stoppage. Pretty balmy night tonight. We had a rainstorm come through a few hours ago, but you couldn't tell. It's about 80 degrees at game time. Tries the right-handed throw, and he's picked off. Picked off by 23. Mason Rohr. And that is a killer for a Hornet offense that was starting to move the ball. But they trail by a touchdown, and they have given a short field to the Kewpies. So a INT for Matley on one of their first forward passes. I think we're starting to see why maybe they don't throw a lot of passes. Stacked up in the backfield. 4 guys back there. 5-step drop, now rolling to the right. Looking. Now he's going to go downfield. He's got a man open. Caught it in stride. Courtney Watkins. Touchdown. And a flag on the play on the 30-yard touchdown pass to Watkins. We'll see what that's all about. And initial indication is that we'll see what they say. Ineligible receiver downfield. So that'll come back. Take the points off the board. It's still 20-13. And Hickman, instead of going 30 yards in the positive direction, is going to go 10 yards in the incorrect direction. Call it 5-yard penalty. It's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 35. So a huge reversal there. As Brown was scrambling, he had Watkins. I think he may have stepped out of bounds, and that was the illegal man downfield. Power I now. Single man to the left, to the right. Running for his life. Squeaks away at his Brown. Brown still on his feet to the 30. 25-20. Now it'll be fall down at the 15, but that was a mighty scramble by Javion Brown. 8:34 left to go in the half. And the Kewpies have been able to do just about anything they want, mostly because of the magic tricks that Javion Brown is pulling. He's got a run. He's got a touchdown on the ground. He's got a touchdown in the air. And he almost had another one right there. Brown and Davis in the backfield. 2 to the left side with a tight end. Brown going nowhere. He'll be wrapped up for a sack. 5-yard loss on that play. Down at the 20. Under 8 to go in the half. 20-13. Hickman over North Kansas City. Northtown undefeated, 6-0. Hornet fans imploring the Hornet defense to step up. Brown now rolling to his left. Has a lot of room to run. Nobody open downfield. And he'll run out of bounds for a sack. Looks like he'll lose probably 3 yards there. He just ran out of room. Good secondary coverage by the Hornet D. Trying to get a man to break loose, and I want to say Courtney Watkins fell down in the backfield on the route, trying to make a scramble play. Call it 3rd and quite a few. 3rd and 23. So we'll see what they try to do. Maybe dump it off short and let Davis or Watkins run with it. Both have touchdowns tonight. Timeout. It'll go to Columbia Hickman. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com. Hickman 20, Northtown 13.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cash your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
North Kansas City District Stadium, Northtown and Columbia Hickman. Hickman leads 20-13. If you're just a casual observer of Missouri football, this is starting to look like the Columbia Hickman of old. Little dump-off pass, trying to get something going across the middle, and they're going to have to kick it away as they send, or the field goal team, rather. And this will be a big kick here. Ball at the 19. Call it about a 26-yard kick. This could put them up 10. Kick is up. It's a good kick. Long enough. It's no good. Pushed it off to the left side. So a missed field goal. And if Northtown does come back to win this one, maybe circle that play in your playbooks right there. The missed field goal by Hickman keeps the score 20-13. 6:41 left to go in the second quarter, first half. And we will have a turnover at the 20-yard lines. Northtown's offense will head back on the field. Broken play in the backfield. Matley couldn't connect with Price. And that'll go as a sack, 4-yard sack for the Hornet offense. So not what they wanted on first down. And right after I learned how to pronounce Adibawe, we haven't called his number yet. So that's on me. That's just my bad luck. So 2nd and 13, 14, quarterback keeper. He's got room to run across the 25, upended at the 30 for a first down. Seth Matley. The junior, after throwing an interception to end that last drive, gets a good 17 yards on his rush. We'll line up in a power I, 2 to the left side, 1 to the right side, and we've got a man down for Hickman. Let's step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Injured Kewpie was Mason Rohr. He's being helped off the field. We'll resume play here in just a second. When we do, it'll be 1st and 10 Hornets. After their first down in this drive. 5:54 left to go in the half. Kewpie defense heading to the ball. Northtown offense. C.J. Price, the leading rusher in the city. Leading rusher in the state. In the power I. 2 to the left side, 1 to the right side. Man in motion. This will go to Price. Price up the middle. Room to run to the 40. Sidesteps a man. Falls down at the 45. He does not need much room to take off. So a first down for Price, and now they're at the 45. They trail 20-13, trying to tie it up. C.J. Price is dangerous on every play. And we will have a stoppage of play as there's some yellow laundry on the field. They'll call it a false start on Northtown. The Hornets will move back 5 yards. We'll do it again 1st and 15 from the 40-yard line now. 5:35 left to go in the half. (20-13) your score. We'll get you a couple scores from around the metro at halftime. Stick around. We'll leave the sound up. Let you listen to the bands. Fumble on the play. And it looks like it'll be covered up by Matley. And actually gain a yard, but it'll still be 2nd and a mile on that misconnect handoff. So Matley so far today has got an INT and a fumble. He recovered the fumble. The INT went the other way. So turnovers, something to watch for the Hornets. Under 5 to go in the half. Price in the eye. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. Man in motion. Price will get it. No, he'll throw it deep. And he's going to overthrow. On a little RPO play. And he tried to take the whole enchilada right there. And they're going to try to run a quick move here and get back up to the line on 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 14. Now Price off to the left side. Going to take a little dump off. He's going to overthrow his man intended for Daniel Joyner Jr. And it'll bring up 4th down. So kind of a waste of a nice run by Price earlier in the drive. And they'll have to move back to kick. Matley's your kicker. And back to receive is Talon Kemp for Hickman. Kemp stands at the 20-yard line. Good kick. Going to get a Kewpie roll and be down at the 31-yard line. And that is where Hickman will take over. Hickman hanging on to a 7-point lead, 20-13, 4:31 left to go in the half. Javion Brown, their quarterback, has a touchdown on the ground, touchdown in the air. Davis has a touchdown in the air, and Watkins has a touchdown on the ground. I'm sorry, Davis is on the ground. Watkins is in the air. But a missed field goal their last drive keeps the score at 1 score, 7-point lead. Fake pitch, and that's going to be pulled around. And Brown wants a face mask, but it looks like he just got the front of his jersey and was able to spin him around for the loss. Loss of 4 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 14. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the half. Cluster of Kewpies in the backfield. 1 wide receiver to the left side, 1 to the left. And some movement early And it's going to be a false start. And it looks like Connor Richardson will get blamed for that one. And it's going to be 2nd and a country mile. They may have to go back to Columbia to get the first down on this one. Second and 19, under 4 now to go. As we are barreling towards halftime. Pass out to the flank. Stumbling. Courtney Watkins on the far side. It'll be 3rd down and slightly less than a country mile. 3:30 to go. Watkins has a 41-yard touchdown in the air. And when he has been able to break free in the secondary, he has done some pretty magical things. Both crowds, Northtown crowd, trying to implore their defense to get a stop here and maybe get one more series for C.J. Price. Rolling to the right side, nowhere to go. Calvin Ewell with the sack, and it'll be 4th down. And they will call a timeout. We'll take it with them here on 810varsity.com. We'll be right back here in just a minute.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer...
Back inside, Northtown trailing by 7, but Price and Hall back to return this punt. Punt will take off from about the 4. Rugby style to the right side. Aiming towards Price. And Price will fair catch it smartly at the 48-yard line, and it doesn't take but one play for C.J. Price to get going. We saw that in the opening drive, the opening play of the game, the opening seconds of the game, when C.J. Price ran it 78 yards. He's also got a 43-yard touchdown, both on the ground. And that's how Northtown has their 13. Price will stand in the I formation to the right side. Now they'll switch sides of the tight ends and their fullback. Right side. Rolling to the right. Handoff. Price. Price just pushing the pile after initial contact. Down after a gain of 2. He'll stand at midfield. Clock will run. Coming up on 2:30 to go in the half. Second and 8. Price in the eye. One to the right, one to the left side. Price through the line, through the 45. Up to the 45 of Columbia. Hickman. And it'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and about 3. And I'll tell you what, if you don't wrap up on Price, he is going to be gone like one of those cartoon clouds of dust. He is hitting that line hard. Price through the line, nearing the first down marker. He'll be just short of about a yard as the scrum was able to take him down. Probably close enough for them to go for it. But Northtown will talk about it. Columbia will talk about it. We'll take a timeout. Be right back here on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
Fourth down and 1. Price with the ball. Through the line to the 20 or 35 down to the 30. Easily getting that first down. They'll move the sticks on 4th and 1. No idea what that is. Other than that's getting a little hot. So 1:30 left to go, 90 seconds in the half. Northtown knocking on the door. The ball sits at the 30-yard line. Quarterback keeper, he's got room to run to the 20. Still on his feet, down to the 15. And a flag. Matley on the carry. The quarterback keeper. We'll see what that flag's all about. It's either going to negate a nice 15-yard run or move them much, much closer. They're already knocking on the door. And it'll be illegal block in the back. And that'll move Northtown back. And 1:16 left to go in the half. And they'll move back to they haven't moved the ball off yet. It'll be about the 24-yard line. 1st and 6. Price up the middle across the 20. First down for C.J. Price. Move the sticks. Quick huddle, 1 minute to go. Matley and Price in the backfield. One to the left side, one to the right. Price trying to find the corner and does not. Down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that'll be a timeout for North Kansas City. Northtown timeout. We'll finish that Chiefs commercial. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
North Kansas City sitting at 6-0, trails by 7, but they are knocking on the door. Under a minute to go in the half. But the ball will be at the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 14. But as we have seen, it does not take much for C.J. Price to, quite frankly, go off. Price is in the I formation. He'll get the ball. No, he'll get a little pitch on the left side. Shutter step to the 15. That was Brandon Hall. Near a first down. It'll be 3rd and short. But more importantly, they're at the 12-yard line with 38 seconds to go. They'll huddle quickly as the ball. It'll be Matley and Price in the backfield. Price, this one goes to number 10, and he is down. They're going to have to call another timeout. And they'll have to call their final timeout with 24 seconds to go. So there's some debate on whether that's their final timeout or not. Regardless, 24 seconds to go. We'll step aside, 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
North Kansas City trying to convert a 4th down, 24 seconds to go. They need 5 for the first down. They're at the 13. First completed pass.
You ever caught that as a prize?
14-yard touchdown pass. And that was to C.J. Price. So he's got 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. Kick is up, and that one's in the next yard over. So we're going to likely head into halftime tied at 20. Got a good one brewing for you north of the river, but there's still 18 ticks left on the clock for this one. 20-20, Northtown and Columbia Hickman. North Kansas City, 6-0 on the year. Their head coach, Leon Douglas. Columbia Hickman, their head coach, Cedric Alva. Alva's first year as the skipper for the Kewpies. They have a 2-5 record, but they are absolutely not playing like a 2-5 team. And Northtown, which has shown a propensity for the squib kick, the knuckleball kick, may want to consider kicking this one deep. Calderon gets the whistle and will kick this one away. And he does kick it very deep, but potentially out of bounds. And it looks like that'll be out of bounds. So a penalty on the kick as that one kind of drifted left. So still a little bit of life for the Kewpies. 18 seconds. Time for a couple of plays. They are out of timeouts. It is 20 all. And I think they're going to choose to have them re-kick 5 yards back, which is sure. Okay. No time off the clock. 18.8 seconds left to go in the first half. Calderon kicks this one, and he'll squib kick that one to the up back. And that is where Columbia Hickman will take over. That one started to drift left, too. He probably could have let it go and had that one go out of bounds. But it'll be 1st and 10 from the 43. Their own 43. They need to go 67 yards to pull ahead in the final seconds of the first half. It's been a good one.
Put 18-8 on the clock. 18-8.
And they got the clock fixed. And looks like it's just going to be a kneel-down formation for Hickman. And that is how we will head to halftime, tied at 20. Stick around for the second half, folks. This has all the makings of being a good one. We'll be right back after halftime. Thanks for joining us on 810varsity.com. We're going to pay a few bills, and we will be back with the second half Columbia Hickman, the Kewpies, and the Hornets knotted up at 20. You actually just want to come back. 5 minutes left to go in halftime. If you got that works for me. Bio break. Awesome, man. Thanks.
And that is that all of us want to be happy.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Are you ready? I bet you've never had this much fun at a fundraiser. The world famous Harlem Wizards are coming too. Since 1962, the Harlem Wizards have been raising the roof, having fun night after night. It's time to laugh, time to turn up. Watch as the Wizards put a whole new spin on basketball, a community-wide party, and you might even get a chance to dance with a Wizard. Side splitting comedy for you and your family, so bring your whole family. Even grandparents have a blast. In high school, don't worry, we've got dunks. We got some of the greatest dunkers, the greatest tricksters, the best entertainers in the world. And watch as we do it versus your team of teachers, local celebrities, having fun, bringing the good vibes, you know, the smiles and the laughter. Check out this all-star lineup from your community playing in the game.
I can slow it down so you can pump it.
Bounce. Bounce. Come on, bounce.
Wait, kids, don't forget your kicks, because this is the most interactive show in the world. You can get some cool souvenirs and get them autographed by all the Wizards, and you might even become a Wiz Kid. Don't wait, get your tickets now. Go to HarlemWizards.com. Don't be the one to miss out on the fun.
Rockcastle Media Networks is redefining radio syndication, providing world-class programming to stations on a 100% barter basis and with a partners-first approach to affiliate service. Featuring Will Height and Wall in the Morning, The Neon Beat with John Christopher, Think Fast, The Motivation Minute with Greg Knapp, and more. Rockcastle Media Networks is operated by Hickman High School alum Will Starrett and proud to call Greater Kansas City home. Rockcastle Media Networks at rockcastlemedia.com. Go Kewpies!
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from Car Smart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
Just about ready to get started here for the second half here on 810varsity.com. Hickman Kewpies 20. North Kansas City Hornets 20. Knotted up at 20 here. About ready for the second half. We'll get started here in just a moment. Want to give you a couple of stats. For the Kewpies, quarterback Javion Brown has 1 9-yard touchdown on the ground, a 41-yard pass. Courtney Watkins has a 41-yard touchdown in the air. Christian Davis has 2 touchdowns, an 8-yard carry and a 25-yard carry. So that's the scoring for Hickman. And the scoring for Northtown has been all C.J. Price. He has gotten all 4 touchdowns tonight. 222 yards of total offense, 212 or 214 on the ground. One is a 73-yard touchdown run, a 43-yard touchdown run, a 14-yard touchdown pass, and another touchdown on the ground. So we're about ready to get started here for the second half. And it's been no secret that they've been trying to feed C.J. Price, but they have done a couple of stunts. They've done some misdirection, tried to get it to the quarterback. Seth Matley has carried it a couple of times. Brandon Hall Their semi-backup quarterback, semi-fullback, semi-running back has had a number of carries tonight. But the story continues to be the leading rusher and the leading touchdown getter in town, C.J. Price, already putting $2 up, 214 yards on the ground today. And even more to come in the second half. Chris Kamler on 810varsity.com. 1 minute away from restarting third quarter action here. 12 minutes in the third, 12 in the fourth. 24 minutes away from determining a winner, we hope, between the Kewpies at 2-5 on the season and the Hornets at 6-0. This has not been your typical 6-0 versus 2-5 ball game. Kewpies will receive to start the second half. I see Christian Davis back there. And very likely Courtney Watkins as well. They've been squibbing it, and this is a squib kick. Going to fall down. And let's see. Looks like the Kewpies will recover. And we're looking at the 38-yard line is where the Kewpie offense will take back over. Javion Brown, the quarterback. Running back, Christian Davis. Courtney Watkins has a touchdown in the air, a 41-yard touchdown in the first half. He'll line up to the left side. It'll be Davis and Brown in the backfield in the power I. One wide receiver to the right, one to the left side. From the shotgun is Brown. Brown roll to the right, handoff to Davis. That's going to go absolutely nowhere to start the first half. And we are underway in quarter number 3, tied at 20. They have tried giving the ball to Davis, Watkins, and Brown in varying degrees of success, but they have been able to move the ball quite successfully at times. And thus, their 4 scores in the first half. This has been a slugfest so far. Keeper by Brown. And maybe he'll get a yard. It'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Third quarter action underway for you. So 3rd and 11 from the 37. From historic North Kansas City Stadium. Coming up on 70 years old. And there's going to be a timeout called. And we'll take it with them. Kewpies call a timeout early in the third quarter. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a minute on 810varsity.com.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Hater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCar.
Back to live action here at 810varsity.com. North Kansas City District Stadium. Now all alone in the backfield is Brown. Brown will roll to his left. Looking. Near side, he's got Davis. Davis tripped up after a short gain. It'll bring up 4th down. And the punt team will need to take the field, and we'll get our first touch of the ball by the Hornets. in the second half, wearing their black on black with purple numbers. Both teams colored purple and gold, although most of the student body here tonight is wearing pink for breast cancer awareness. Kewpies have a good contingent up from a 2-hour drive from Columbia, Missouri. Line drive kick, and that almost, well, it's going to get a nice line drive roll. It's going to be down at about the 23, 24-yard line. And that got a nice Kewpie roll, so that's where the Hornets will take over, tied at 20. This has really been a back-and-forth contest. Northtown led early. And when I say early, I mean the first 12 seconds of the ball game on a 73-yard touchdown run by C.J. Price. But they have never again led, as the Kewpies scored 2 unanswered points, or 2 unanswered touchdowns. And that'll be Matley and Price. Price in the backfield hits the pile once. Still on his feet, gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe about a half a yard past. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for C.J. Price. Under 10 to go in the third quarter. Friday Night Lights from north of the river. In the shadow of Mackin Park, the shadow of North Oak Traffic Way. Nice stomping grounds. Although coming back here just makes me feel old, quite honestly. Doing most things makes me feel old. Single quarterback in the backfield. It's going to hand off. A little bit of room to run. Jeremy Brown on the end around. And he is whacked for a first down, though, so they'll move the sticks. Jeremy Brown getting it done on the ground. Price already over 200 yards on the day, 4 touchdowns. That'll go to Price. Jukes moved to the outside across the 40, and he'll be pushed out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. C.J. Price does not need much room to accelerate. Give him a couple of yards, and it is a cloud of dust behind him. That'll be very near the sticks, but probably just a little shy. And looks like they may look for a measurement. Nope, they're going to move the sticks, call it a first down, get it 10. Ball will be at the 44-yard line, and Price will get it again. Up the middle. Modest gain of 1. So Price approaching 250 on the day. Price has 3 touchdowns, rather, on the day. Handoff, Price. Up to midfield. Be 3rd and about 4. Make it 3rd and 4. Big third down for the Hornets after being able to stop the Kewpies. Price's touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. 14-yard touchdown reception. One of the only, I think, a couple of passes the Hornets have made. It's a nice drive, moving the pile. It's going to be good for a first down. Once again, Clyde Price, the leading rusher in the city. I couldn't find the Missouri stats, but the leading rusher in Kansas is Tank Young from Aquinas. He's got, coming into this week, 10,045 yards. Clyde had 1,810. Almost double what Tank's got at Aquinas. Handoff. There he goes. 30. Pushed out of bounds. C.J. Price once again. And call that a gain of about 20. As it'll be down at the 30-yard line. Very unofficial numbers. He's coming up on 3 bills. It has been the CJ Price show. And that is by design. There's not a lot of trickery or misdirection in this offense. It is feed the beast and get him his yards. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage there. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Call it no gain for CJ Price on that one. I got Price at about 270. Try to keep better track of those. They're not keeping stats up in the press box. Power I formation, man in motion is Hall. Hall will get the pitch. It'll hit the ground, and he'll have to hit the ground. And that's going to be a big loss of 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and a mile. They've got to get to the 19-yard line. They now sit at the 35. 3rd and 16. Northtown now pushed himself out of field goal range if they were in it at all. Tied up at 20, 5:37. Left to go in the 3rd quarter. Got a good one brewing here. Stick around, pop some popcorn. This one's going to be good. Little dump-off pass to the near side to Price. Price back down at the line of scrimmage. His last reception went for a 14-yard touchdown. That reception goes for about 14 millimeters. 4th down, I'll bring out the punter. Well, we thought it would. Well, the punter is also the quarterback. So Seth Matley. So you could do either or right here. You're down 15 yards you got to get. You're kind of in no man's land, so they're going to go for it. You got CJ Price on your team. He's going to line up to the left side. And Northtown's going to talk about it. We'll step away in just a second. We're watching A10varsity.com, tied up at 20.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
North Kansas City High School. Just north of the river. Home of the North Kansas City Hornets. Winnetonka High School also plays their games here. And we have got a good one brewing for you tonight. As Northtown and Hickman are tied up at 20. This is a 4th and 15. 4th and 16 officially. Looking downfield now. Running for his life. He's got a man across the middle. Tip drill, and it'll be... I think they were wise to just go ahead and let it drop because they would get it about 15 yards further up in the field. So turnover on downs. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kewpies. So both teams exchange non-scoring drives. And Columbia Hickman will have it at the 35-yard line. 4:39 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 20-20. 6-0 North Kansas City facing off against 2-5 Columbia Hickman, the Kewpies and the Hornets. Handoff. Looks like they'll lose about a yard. Handoff was to Christian Davis. He's got 2 touchdowns on the day, both on the ground. And we've got a stoppage of the clock as we've got a little bit of a shoelace issue going on with the center. It happens. What is it, over the over the tree and around the rabbit ear and through the, I don't know. Finn's not laughing at my jokes, so it's going to be a long night if you're not laughing at my jokes, man. That's as good as it gets. Right. My man Finn running the camera tonight. One wide receiver to left side, one to the right side. Brown and Davis in the backfield. There's your handoff to Christian Davis, and he could go across midfield to the 45. Still on his feet now, down at the 40. A nice long run for Davis. A 26-yard carry for Christian Davis. He's had a couple of carries over 25 yards tonight. So Davis and Brown will line up in the I formation. One wide receiver to left side, one to the right side. Fullback, Davis, plunked at the line, going nowhere. Neither team passing the ball hardly at all, but when Hickman has wanted to put it up in the air, they have thrown a couple of long, beautiful passes. 2 of their touchdowns are in the air. One for 41 yards and one for 9 yards, and they've had a couple of mid-range shots as well. Usually they've been on scramble plays that I think would be easy to defend if you're looking up from above. Charlie Monroe's the fullback. Javion Brown and Christian Davis. Davis, nope, Brown will keep it. Going to throw it. And looks like that one's going to hit the turf. Boy, he had it right in his hands, too. Right in the grill. Looks like Connor Richardson intended for. And I'll bring up third and a long ways. Third and about 9 from the 39. Both teams trade in midfield position so far. This is Hickman's second drive of the half. Coming up on just under 3 to go in the third quarter. Crowd trying to get that Northtown defense to get a big stop here. 3rd and 9. Calling in motion. Quarterback keeper, and he's going to be wrapped up and sacked 3 yards back. And a big 3rd down stop for the Hornets. Clock continues to run. 2:38 now left to go in the third quarter of play. And just like Northtown in no man's land, looks like Columbia is in no man's land, and they will trade 4th down attempts. But Northtown wants to talk about it. They'll step away for a minute. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cash your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for 0 down and 0 payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See all the cars at GetCarsmart.com. That's GetCarsmart.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends on October 31st, 2018.
Back inside North Kansas City, it does look like they're going to attempt to go for it, but he's also back far enough where he could pooch kick it if he wants to. That is Javion Brown. And he will. He'll pooch it up, and it'll be down. Ooh, that was almost right into the back of one of the Hornets there, and it'll be scooped up to the 25. So Northtown will get some field position at the 25-yard line. They'll start their second drive of the half. So far, the defenses have held in this second half. They've made adjustments. For the Northtown, they've been able to adjust to that passing game. And for Hickman, they've been able to somewhat account for C.J. Price. About 270 yards on the night, 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air. He will head back out on the field and line up in the I formation. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Handoff will go to Price. Straight up the middle across the 30 to the 40. Room to run. Hit at midfield, still on his feet to the 40. Pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. C.J. Price, just unable to come down. He was hit 15 yards before he was actually pushed out of bounds. And man, once he hit that hole, he was done. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. 2:02 left to go. Chains are moving. 1st down. Price hitting the hole. Still on his feet, gain of 2. About every 3rd or 4th run, man, he just finds a gap. And if he can get through that first contact, he gets a little bit of speed built up. He is fun to watch run. 20-20, Northtown trying to pull ahead for their second lead of the day, their first since 14 seconds into the ball game when C.J. Price scored from 73 yards out on the first play from scrimmage. Price in the eye. He'll get it. Hits the line. Barrel forward about 3 yards. So some hard yards in the last 2 plays there. And we're approaching 1 minute to play in the 3rd quarter. An absolute slugfest, a boat race in the first half, 20-20. 6 touchdowns, but so far, no scores in the second half. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Kewpies. Recovered by Hickman, and a devastating mistake there for Northtown. And slow to get up is Brandon Hall, a backup quarterback. It's intended for him, but the Kewpies will take over on the fumble. On the handoff, on the exchange, they tried to go to Hall on that play. And they were coughed it up. So the Kewpies back on the field. Brown, Davis, and Monroe in the backfield. Brown and Davis in the eye. 1 to the left, 1 to the right side. Throwing deep. A lot of hand checking. And intended for Courtney Watkins. Overthrown. A lot of hand play there, but no flag from the Zebras. Bring up 2nd and 10. So a fumble, a costly fumble for the Hornets. In the waning moments of the 3rd quarter, now under 40 seconds to go. Handoff to Christian Davis. Falls forward for a couple of yards. Bring up 3rd and long. 25 ticks left in the 3rd quarter. And they do not have to get a play off before the play clock goes off. And that is where they will stop. They'll go ahead and switch sides. We'll come back in just 1 minute here on 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
Welcome back to A10Varsity.com's continuing coverage of Friday Night Lights. We are at North Kansas City High School. Historic North Kansas City High School, where it is 3rd and 8 for Columbia Hickman. That'll be a handoff to Davis. Davis hits the line, bounces off, and it'll bring up 4th down. He does make it to the 45-yard line, and we'll see what they do now. They went for it and failed on 4th down last time, and they'll go ahead and bring the punt team on. And that's their 3rd drive of the half. And Northtown will get their 3rd attempt. They coughed it up the last drive. And something's got to give. The defense was able to hold. Rugby-style kick. Might hit one of their guys in the back. It's going to take kind of a boomerang roll. And a Hornet-friendly roll will take over at the 40-yard line. You get the sense that the Kewpies were unable to... That's 3 chances they've had in this half. And the more times you let C.J. Price handle the ball, the greater the risk of him popping one huge off. And he will line up behind junior quarterback Seth Matley in the I formation. Price will hit the line, and there he goes across midfield. 1st down on the 13-yard scamper by C.J. Price. And if it doesn't officially put him over, I'm going to say that puts him over 300 yards. 3 touchdowns on the day. Now into Kewpie territory. The trio of Hall, Matley, and Price in the backfield. Price again. Spun down after a gain of 4 yards. C.J. Price. Bring up 2nd and 6. 10:24 left to go in regulation. Matley and Price in the I. Tight end will switch sides. Matley hands it off to Price. Price hits the hole hard. Still on his feet, but down. Gain of 1 yard. They'll give him forward progress. And he'll bring up 3rd and 5. Not much, and I mean this respectfully, not much creativity in this offense when you have a weapon like C.J. Price. You just continue to feed him and feed him and feed him. And if he can break one off, he absolutely will. This is the 3rd drive of the half for the Hornets. Same formation for North Kansas City. Matley to the left side, going to try Price to the left. He's got a little bit of room across the 40. To the 30, breaks it free. 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, C.J. Price, 44 yards. Price's 4th touchdown on the day, 3rd on the ground. A 44-yard touchdown run. What a run from C.J. Price. They ran the exact same play the play before, just to the right side. And they saw something they liked on the left. And Price was able to turn that corner, turn on the Jets, and run 44 yards to the end zone. And Northtown takes the lead, and the extra point is good. North Kansas City 27, Hickman 20. We'll step away for 30 seconds. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Rockcastle Media Networks is redefining radio syndication, providing world-class programming to stations on a 100% barter basis and with a partners-first approach to affiliate service. Featuring Will Height and Wall in the Morning, The Neon Beat with John Christopher, Think Fast, The Motivation Minute with Greg Knapp, and more. Rockcastle Media Networks is operated by Hickman High School alum Will Starrett and proud to call Greater Kansas City home. Rockcastle Media Networks at rockcastlemedia.com. Go Kewpies!
The Hornet offense able to overcome a fumble on the drive before. Able to drive the length of the field, ending with a 44-yard C.J. Price touchdown. His fourth of the day, third on the ground. And Northtown leads for the first time since the first quarter. Now the volley returns to Columbia Hickman as this back and forth contest. Big leg there, and that one did stay in bounds. There'll be a touchback. First of the day for North Kansas City. Their defense will hit the field now, clinging to that 27-20 lead. 9:24 left to go in the ball game. Want to really thank some of the folks who stepped up to sponsor tonight's contest, especially Ted Heater of CarSmart, just about a mile up the road from North Kansas City High School. Rockcastle Media Group from the Columbia side, and that'll be a flag on the play. And then the Globetrotter event coming up in just a couple of weeks. A nice fundraiser basketball game. They all stepped up, pitched in a couple of bucks to get the North Kansas City Hornets onto the internet. First time in a long time, but with a guy like Price, it will not be the last time. Empty backfield, 3 to the left, 4 to the left side. And that's going to be a flag on a false start. They had 4 wide receivers lined up left. Emptied the backfield, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 after both teams traded penalties. So 9:24. We reset. Empty backfield again. 4 to the left side, 1 to the right side. Javion Brown, who does have a touchdown in the air and a touchdown on the ground. He's all by himself in the backfield. Throwing it out, and tried to throw it out to the flat, and he was flattened instead. Adetamwa Adebawe. I think I got close that time. Credited with the sack there. Finn says I'm close. I'll tell you what. Isaiah had to help me like 6 times in the first half. So if I'm 1 for 1 now, I'm good. I'm going to keep that record. Adebawe with the sack. Big sack, loss of about 7. Also hit in the backfield. So the Kewpies are going the wrong direction as suddenly the defense absolutely has come to play. And they're going to take to the sidelines and talk about it. And look at that Hornet D trying to get their crowd back in it. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
The Northwestern commit, Adetamwa Adebawe, has really rallied this Hornet defense. 2 straight tackles for loss, and it is 3rd and 1,000,000. 3rd and 17. They're going to empty the backfield again and line up everybody on the streak. 2 to the right side, 3 to the left side. Javion Brown, now they're going to switch sides. They're going to get a I formation and bring Davis in. Davis will get the... No, let's see, because he's not down yet. Almost was, and he's still on his feet. Fire drill. And he's going to run for the first down. Javion Brown was written off for dead like 6 times during that scramble. And I tell you what, if we were in the replay mechanism here, I'm not sure he didn't hit his knee on that very first contact, but there was a big hit out of bounds. Sorry, Finn. And everybody will clear out, and everybody comes out of that one alive. But my goodness, the offense able to pull a rabbit out of their hat and stay in this ball game. Trailing by 7 now. Javion Brown. What a play, about a 15-yard run, but I think he ran about 80 yards. Ran to his right, ran to his left. And Brown, who does have a touchdown on the ground, can certainly run with it. He showed that there. Tried to hand it off to Davis. That didn't work. So then it was just a fire drill after that. (27-20), 8:08 left to go in regulation. Davis, tuck it and carry it again through the line. Man, the momentum swings in this game. Back and forth and back and forth. Under 8 to go. Hornet defense came out shooting lasers, and now they've been kind of knocked back on their heels the last couple of plays. 2nd and 2, 7:41 left to go in regulation. Brown from a shotgun. Now he'll roll to the right side. He'll tuck it. He's in trouble. And he is brought down by the big man, Aditamwa Adibawe. Now that I learned his name, I think I'm going to say it a bunch. I'll still screw it up at some point in time, but my goodness, what a big hitter. Threw him back for a loss of about 5. Loss of 6 officially. 27-20, under 7 to play now. So they're going to need to make some magic here again on 3rd down, as they're going to run to the line quick during substitutions. And now they've got 19 in at quarterback. Trying to pull some shenanigans there. And that's going to be a penalty because they were trying to run a play during substitution. They brought Braden Ruthers, the junior quarterback, in. And Ruthers will re-enter. And it looks like he will QB this series here. He's in the I formation with Christian Davis. Ruthers hands it off to Davis. Ball's on the ground. Recovered by the Hornets. Bad handoff. Ruthers to Davis. Davis put it on the turf. And it looked like Cameron Walls pounced on it, and a huge turnover. Both teams have traded turnovers in the second half, but none more costly than that one. Huge turnover, down by 7, and now the Hornets in Kewpie territory. will try to not only put more points on the board, but also take some air out of the ball. 6:13 to go. On the day, C.J. Price over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 in the air. He will, without a doubt, maintain his lead as the city's leading rusher and the city's leading touchdown getter. He lines up in the I formation behind junior Javion Brown, or junior Seth Matley, sorry. Bad snap. And that'll be a loss of 11. That could have been just disastrous. So now, third and 1,000,000. Officially third and 21, but man, they're lucky to keep the ball after that. Seth Matley and C.J. Price, one of them was able to pounce on that snap. Matley and Price will line up in the I. One wide receiver to the left, one to the right side. They haven't been heard from much today. Left side, Price. Price across the 40. 30. Jukes a guy to the 20. 10. 5. Touchdown. 53 yards. C.J. Price's 5th of the game. Yikes. 5 TDs for Clyde Price, the senior. And suddenly Northtown's up 2 scores and looking for a PAT. 53 yards. Kick is up, and that one is good. Your score with 4:46 left to go in the ball game. Northtown 34. Columbia Hickman 20. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
I'll tell you what, my son goes to school here. He's a sophomore, and he came home the other day and said, "Oh, Dad, you got to see the C.J. Price kid." And, through the first half, I mean, he had a couple of good runs for sure. I was like, well, he's just kind of a pretty strong running back. I mean, it's nothing ridiculously special. And we've seen in the last 2 drives exactly what C.J. Price is all about. Put those 2 on the highlight reel. Runs of 49 and 53. And now his Hornets lead by 14 just in a matter of a couple of minutes. C.J. Price absolutely has put this game on his back and run it to the end zone. 4:46, the touchback by the Hornets. So 53, and I don't know, he's coming up on 4 bills, I'm pretty sure. Not much with the math, kids. I'm just going to not lie to you. I mean, leave that to the scholars and the smart folks, but C.J. Price is mounting the yards today. 5 touchdowns, 4 on the ground, 1 in the air. Now it looks like there is officially a change at quarterback. We've got a thrower in there. Flag on the play, as it looks like Braden Ruthers has taken over. And they'll get a PI call at least, as Ruthers just kind of threw it up there, and that's, you're either going to get some separation or you might get a flag. They'll move it to the 35, 4:41 left to go. Kewpies all of a sudden trail by 14. Pass to the near side. Courtney Watkins still on his feet. Plowed down, and it looks like there's some sort of extracurricular activity going on, as Watkins was dragged down about the 38, but we'll see. It's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike call. We just need to see who it's on. And who it's on may very well determine whether Hickman is still in this game or not. So a block in the back, that one's declined, and an unsportsmanlike at the end, as it looked like Watkins got a little chippy after the play, and he'll move his team back 15 yards, and we'll restart first down, 1st and 25. Not the direction Columbia Hickman wanted to go, and they will set up at the 11-yard line, 12-yard line. So Ruther in at quarterback. He's a thrower. He's put it up the last 3 plays. And now they're down in the student section, and they're going to try to make a little bit of noise. Ruther shuttle steps to his left. Incomplete. Intended for Watkins. 2nd and a mile. The benefit of having Javian Brown in there is that he can at least scramble a little bit, but I mean, you're in passing downs every play now, so Ruther is going to have to put it up. And Brown, who was able to work some magic, had a touchdown on the ground, touchdown in the air. But the Kewpies trailing by 14 after being tied at halftime, tied at 20. Jailbreak blitz. Still on his feet, though. It's a handoff to Christian Davis. Modest gain. It'll bring up 3rd down. We'll call it, 3rd and 20-something. 3rd and 22. So Ruther and Davis. Ruther all alone in the backfield. 4 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Ruther, problems with the snap. Now he'll try to scramble, and he'll be drugged down by his shirt collar. That'll bring up 4th down. Offense is going to stay on the field. Nope. They're just too deep. They're going to have to punt it away. Although with 4 minutes to go, under 4 to go, I mean, I'm not sure what 4-down territory looks like, but probably is it. They're going to go ahead and kick it off. And standing at the 38-yard line of Northtown is C.J. Price. And what a show he's put on tonight. 5 touchdowns, well over 300 yards, probably close to 4. 4 touchdowns on the ground, 1 in the air. That ball will be downed at the 45-yard line. And as we mentioned, Columbia Hickman had 3 chances at the start of the half, and they just traded midfield position, and all that did is it kept giving Price more touches and more touches and more touches. 1 would go for 2, 1 would go for 3, 1 would go for a loss. And in the last 2 drives, Price able to get the ball and absolutely turn on the Jets 2 touchdown runs of over 40 yards, and he stands at the far side 40. I don't know what kind of dance that was, but he's got every right to dance tonight. That is for sure. Under 3 to play. And we've got a timeout on the field. Again, I want to thank Rock Castle Media out of Columbia. I want to thank the basketball tournament, the charity basketball tournament. And I want to thank my buddy Ted Heater from CarSmart for bringing this game to you. And I'm so excited that we could. We got to see a show by C.J. Price and his 6 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. I keep trying to give him an extra touchdown. 5 is enough. 5's good. And illegal something. And for the second time tonight, the umpire has had to tie a shoe. Hey, man, whatever it takes. Under 3 to go. Price, and why wouldn't you? Through the line. Couldn't even get him by the shoestring up to the 40-yard line. Near a first down. It looks like he will get the first down. They'll give it to him. Clock will start running. C.J. Price, my goodness. Uncommitted, but certainly not without a lot of D1 looks. Aditamwa Adibawa has committed, the defensive end, and he's had a couple of just ridiculous sacks tonight. He's committed to Northwestern, so he'll be playing D1 ball this time next year. Hand off to Price. Price, stutter steps at the line, gain of 2. And they're just going to try to tick as much time off the clock. They'll start the 25-second clock. 2:03 to go in the ball game. So Northtown in 2 weeks is going to have the game of the week when they play Raytown. Raytown has only 1 loss. Northtown will likely be 8-0 going into that game. Raytown will only have 1 loss going into that game. And that's going to be a conference match. And it'll likely decide the conference and district seeding and just how far these 2 teams might go in November. Northtown, certainly not a powerhouse school name, but if you've got number 10 on your sidelines, you are a state contender without a doubt. So make plans. 2 weeks, right back here in Northtown. Raytown and the Hornets. 3rd and 10. Handoff. There's a nice little juke move. Clyde Price, my goodness. Even when it just looks routine, and he's just that fast. First down for Price. Under a minute to play. Looks like they will go into victory formation there. And that's going to very likely be your final score, 34-20. And they will go into the victory formation with just 2 more plays to go. 6 on the play clock. 34-20. C.J. Price, 5 touchdowns. 4 on the ground. 1 for 73 yards, 1 for 43 yards, 1 for 49 yards, 1 for 53 yards, and 1 reception for 14 yards. And your final score will be North Kansas City 34, Hickman 20. North Kansas City improves to 7-0. Hickman drops to 2-6. Big game in 2 weeks when Raytown will come to call. But thanks for joining us this week from historic North Kansas City Stadium. Thanks, Finn, and thanks, Isaiah, for running the camera for me tonight. I'm Chris Kamler, and that'll do it from north of the river. Your final score, North Kansas City 34, Hickman 20. You've been listening to continuing coverage of Friday Night Lights on 810varsity.com. Thanks and have a great night.
The votes are in and the people have spoken. The majority of Kansas City residents are sick of their old rides. Ted Hater here from CarSmart. All these political ads are hogging the airtime and blocking me out, leaving me with absentee buyers and way too many cars. So I'm left with a huge election selection. That means you could drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019 on any nicer, newer car in stock. Plus, my perfect payment program means we work harder and care more. We want to help you drive a nicer, newer car that makes you feel like a winner. So cast your old ride aside and vote for a nicer, newer car today. Join the nicer, newer car party and drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019. Worried your credit will keep you off the ticket? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process means we want to say yes to you. Elect to drive a nicer, newer car and drive for zero down and zero payments till 2019. Hurry. Just like campaign promises, this deal won't last past the end of the month. I'm Ted Heater, your dealer for the people. See